Toyota just brought back one of the most loved names in off-road history, and the FJ badge is finally on a brand new car for 2026. But here's the thing that nobody is talking about. The old FJ Cruiser, which Toyota killed back in 2014, was so good that people are still paying way over market price for used ones today. So does the brand new 2026 Land Cruiser FJ actually deserve that name? Or did Toyota just slop an FJ badge on something and call it a day? That's exactly what we're going to find out. We're going category by category: engine, exterior, interior, off-roadability, tech, and price. And by the end of this video, you're going to know exactly which one is worth your money and which one is all hype. Let's get into it. Let's start with what's under the hood, because this is where these two cars are completely different and honestly a little shocking. The old FJ Cruiser ran a 4.0-liter V6 engine. Depending on the year, you're looking at somewhere between 239 and 245 horsepower and around 266 to 278 pound-feet of torque. It was naturally aspirated, meaning no turbo, no hybrid, nothing complicated. Just a big, honest V6 that pulled hard, sounded great, and was extremely easy to work on anywhere in the world. If something broke in the middle of nowhere, there was a decent chance you could fix it yourself. That engine was also shared with the Tacoma and 4Runner, which meant parts were everywhere and mechanics knew it like the back of their hand. Now, the 2026 Land Cruiser FJ goes in a completely different direction. Toyota put a 2.7-liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder engine in this thing, the 2TR FE, making around 161 horsepower and 249 Newton-meters of torque. Yes, you read that right. The brand new 2026 FJ actually makes less power than the car it's replacing in spirit. We're talking about 80 fewer horsepower than the old V6. Now, Toyota's reason for this choice is very deliberate. This engine is famous for being bulletproof. It's been in the Hilux and the Fortuner for years and has proven itself across some of the harshest environments on Earth: African roads, Southeast Asian jungle tracks, Middle Eastern desert runs. This is an engine built for reliability and simplicity, not for drag racing. It pairs with a 6-speed automatic transmission and delivers power to all 4 wheels via part-time 4WD as standard. But if you want raw pull, the old FJ Cruiser wins this round easily. The new FJ trades power for proven long-term toughness. Here's where both cars actually agree on something: the boxy, upright, retro look. The old FJ Cruiser debuted at the Chicago Auto Show back in 2005, and it turned heads immediately. At 183.9 inches long and 74.6 inches wide, it was a proper mid-size SUV with a very unique look. It had thick pillars, round headlights up front inspired by the old FJ40, and rear suicide doors that swung open from the front. There was nothing else on the road that looked like it. The body was wide, muscular, and instantly recognizable from a block away. It also came in some bold colors: voodoo blue, magma orange, colors you'd never forget. The 2026 Land Cruiser FJ is smaller. It measures 4,565 millimeters long, 1,855 millimeters wide, and 2,190 millimeters tall. It sits between a Corolla Cross and a RAV4 in terms of size, so think of it as a compact SUV. But the design language? Absolutely a love letter to the past. Round LED headlights that bring back the FJ40 vibe. A square cabin shape with a high roofline for maximum interior space and visibility. Modular front and rear bumpers with segmented corners that you can actually remove and replace without buying the whole bumper, a detail that people who actually off-road will appreciate a lot. There are also MOLLE panels on the exterior for attaching outdoor gear, which is a smart touch. Both cars look like they belong on a trail, but the old FJ Cruiser had more street presence and a more dramatic design. The new FJ looks more honest and purpose-built. It depends on what you value more. This one is a real split between two very different eras of thinking. The old FJ Cruiser interior was built around one idea: wash it out. Seriously, almost every surface inside was covered in rubber or hard plastic specifically so you could spray the whole thing down with a hose after a muddy weekend on the trails. There were big, chunky controls, easy enough to use with gloves on. The cargo area was flat and massive. It seated 5 people, but rear visibility was a known issue because of those thick rear pillars. The rear seat folded completely flat, which gave you a ton of cargo space when you needed it. There was nothing fancy about it, and that was the whole point. The 2026 Land Cruiser FJ interior follows a similar philosophy, but with some modern updates added in. Visibility is a priority. Toyota kept the belt line low so the driver can see exactly what's in front of the hood during technical off-road sections. Physical, tactile switches for the 4WD controls and climate system are still there, designed specifically for use with gloves. But now you also get an LED infotainment display with navigation and smartphone connectivity built in. Wireless charging is available. It seats 5 people as well. The old FJ Cruiser felt like a tool. The new FJ still feels like a tool, but a tool that's been cleaned up just enough for 2026. Neither car is trying to be a luxury SUV, which is actually refreshing. But if you want comfort features, the new one has more of them. Both of these cars were built to go off-road, but they go about it differently. The old FJ Cruiser sat on the Land Cruiser Prado platform, a proper body-on-frame setup with an independent front suspension and a solid rear axle. It had Toyota's A-Track system, which is a smart traction control setup that mimics a locking differential. An optional rear locking differential was available as part of an upgrade package. Towing capacity was rated at 5,000 pounds, ground clearance was solid, and the approach and departure angles were designed for serious trail work. The suspension was tuned for off-road use, and Toyota developed it on locations like Moab, Utah, and the Rubicon Trail. The 2026 Land Cruiser FJ rides on the IMV ladder frame platform, the same one underneath the Hilux pickup truck. That's a good thing. The wheelbase is short, which gives it a very tight turning radius of just 5.5 meters. Great for tight mountain trails or rocky switchbacks where a longer SUV would struggle badly. The wheel articulation is comparable to the legendary Land Cruiser 70 series, which is high praise. The approach and breakover angles are designed to protect the undercarriage. Part-time 4WD is standard. The new FJ is also shorter and lighter, which actually helps it in certain off-road situations where a smaller footprint is an advantage. Think tight forest trails or narrow paths where the old FJ's 74-inch width might be a problem. Toyota specifically designed the new FJ for extreme environments. It's going to be sold in Africa, the Middle East, Southeast Asia, and Latin America. These aren't markets where a car gets pampered. It has to survive. Towing capacity numbers for the new FJ haven't been officially confirmed yet by Toyota, but given the engine size and platform, expect it to sit below the old FJ's 5,000 pounds. For raw off-road muscle, the old FJ Cruiser probably still has the edge because of its more powerful engine and available locking diff. But the new FJ is no joke on the trail either. This round goes to 2026 without question, and it's not even close. The old FJ Cruiser was sold between 2007 and 2014. The most advanced tech it offered included a basic navigation unit, Bluetooth in later models, and the A-Track traction control system. That's it. No lane assist, no forward collision warning, no cameras, none of that. By today's standards, it's extremely basic inside. But again, that was the point. Fewer electronics means fewer things that can break in the field. The 2026 Land Cruiser FJ brings a touchscreen infotainment system, wireless phone charging, DRL daytime running lights for visibility in bad weather, and a camera system that helps you see the terrain around the vehicle. The safety suite includes modern assists that the old FJ never had. For a car this size at this price point, the tech package is genuinely impressive. This is where it gets interesting. When the original FJ Cruiser launched in 2007, it started at around $22,000 to $23,000 USD. By 2014, when production ended, prices had climbed slightly. Today, clean used FJ Cruisers are selling for anywhere between $25,000 and $45,000 or more, depending on mileage and condition. And that's for a car over a decade old. The demand for them has never really dropped. The 2026 Land Cruiser FJ is expected to start at the equivalent of around $25,000 to $28,500 USD based on the Japanese pricing of 4 million to 4.5 million yen. However, and this is critical to understand, this car is not coming to the United States or Europe. It's built on the IMV platform, which Toyota does not certify for North American or European markets. It's going to Japan, Thailand, Southeast Asia, Africa, the Middle East, and Latin America. If you want a new Land Cruiser in the US right now, you're looking at the 250 series Land Cruiser, which starts at $57,200. That's a completely different car with a 2.4-liter turbocharged hybrid, making 326 horsepower and 465 pound-feet of torque, full-time 4WD, and modern luxury features. It's the premium path. So in markets where the new FJ is available, it's an absolutely competitive price for what you get. For American buyers, the used old FJ Cruiser remains one of the best values in the used off-road market right now. So which one wins? If you're in Asia, the Middle East, or Latin America, the 2026 Land Cruiser FJ is one of the smartest buys in the off-road segment right now. It's compact, it's tough, it's based on proven Toyota hardware, and it carries that legendary Land Cruiser DNA in a package that's more accessible than anything Toyota has offered in years. If you're in North America or Europe, the new FJ isn't coming your way, so the used FJ Cruiser is still the answer. It's got more power, a bigger presence on the road, and a community of owners and parts suppliers behind it that makes long-term ownership very manageable. Both cars represent the same core idea, a vehicle that's built to be used, not just looked at. One is a product of 2007 and one is a product of 2026, but they share the same spirit, and that's exactly why the FJ name still means something. If you want to see more comparisons like this one, hit subscribe so you don't miss the next one.